Okay, so we've had a couple of videos now. We've done a video on what race to pick, or what's a good race to pick, or why to pick a particular race. Then I did a fairly rushed one on profession, trying to get it all in a fairly short video. Probably ended up a bit rushed, unfortunately. I did a couple of versions of it, and I probably should have stuck with the original, but that's okay. We've done it. It's good. And now we've got a race. I've gone with, in this case, human. And we've gone with what I think is one of the easiest starting ones, and that is a ranger, which is your bow. And then you start the game. And so we're going to start the game, and then you say, well, what do I do now? I don't know what to do. And if you ask anybody, they'll say, whatever you want. Just do whatever you want. And unfortunately, you have no idea what you want to do because you don't know what you can do. So we're going to have a look at a few things you can do. Things that are going to get your points up really quick. I'm not going to cover everything. By the time you're in the game for a while, you'll be talking to people, you'll be reading up, you'll be finding things out, and you'll know what to do. But today, we're just going to see what the things you can do when you start. Okay, and so for this, I have actually created a whole new free account. So this is the worst case scenario. We're going to start on an absolute free account, which means we'll have to open up the map and everything. So this will be how you'll be starting. If you bought it, it's going to be a little bit easier. We'll have a look at that later. Because in this one, because it's a free account, I won't be able to go in the city straight away. If you buy it, of course, you'll be able to go in the cities. And I've already created a character and did this bit, and then I thought, oh, I should probably do this bit as well. So I created yet another character, but we'll swap back over to the other one because it has if you add your email, I think you get a free bag, maybe, or maybe that's the newsletter. For some reason, I got a free multi-slot bag, like a 24-slot bag, and that was cool. So I'm going to swap to that character once I get through this. First thing you're going to do is it's going to give you little instructions on how to move around, which is just your normal WSD keys. That's easy. And the mouse looking around it's different in that the way I play it, I just hold down my mouse 2 button, and that way I get this, like that. Hold down your right mouse button, and then it will just go wherever I face. If you hold down both buttons, you can then run around with your both buttons down, or you can strafe with those buttons, or if you want to do it with just keyboards, you can use Q and E to turn and then just run forward and just use your mouse for clicking things down here. There's multiple ways to play it, but the way I play it with a 20 button mouse, so all these are accessible to me on my mouse, and then I just use these keys, move around and look around with the mouse. So when you're starting now, for the start of the game right now, you've got this nice little directed quest where, oh, talk to these guys. Oh, get to the inn. We've got to get down to the inn. So this is a bit of a spoiler, but this is just how you start the game. This is the first little micro quest. If you start as a different race, you're going to start in a different area, but this little micro quest is not that big a deal. Your main story doesn't start till level 10. You've got to get your points up a little bit first before you start your story, and then it sort of is broken up every 10 levels, which is a bit of a pain, but it's just the story, and the story is okay. The human one is not the best, but what are you going to do? So we got a little mark, so you just follow these little marks around, talk to these people. They're going to give you this spiel. I'm not even going to stay here and do all this because that will just spoil the fun for you later. Essentially, they're going to tell you to go down the garrison and do the little quest. And so we're not going to, I'll probably just edit this up a little bit because we don't need to spend the whole time doing this quest. But essentially, it's just to give you that very basic idea of how to get around, how to shoot things, how to survive, I guess. Doing our little heal there, which I didn't need, but down here, and there sometimes is other people. I think I'm an American server on this one. I created this new account, like I say, it's a totally new account, which I'm going to delete because it's just was just for this purpose of. Ooh, okay, so yeah, and we come down here and we just go to do a standard little quest, which is going to be like a lot of the quests you do later in the game. And oh no, there's somebody helping us out there. It's good. We're not alone. We have help, and he is a... I could catch him. He is a necro, which has no... Necros don't have anything to start with. I started with a ranger, so I get a pet, which is cool. Unfortunately, the poor necro doesn't get his little minions for quite a while. I think it's quite... Oh, it might be level 11 before you can start getting your raising things from the dead, which is a bit of a shame. Otherwise, necro is one of my favourite ones to play. After the event succeeds, we can then go inside to the next mart. The gate will open for us, and we can proceed to the next part of the quest, which will be dealing with these guys out here. I don't know if they're still invulnerable, so we've got to wait till they actually get to a point where we can kill them with our little necro friend here, who's struggling with just throwing bones at him or whatever he's doing. And so we've just got to get ourselves through our little quest here. We'll see the little level of centaurs dropping gradually. And then these giant hands come out of the ground. The only time you ever see these giant hands is in this little mini quest. So we shoot this guy. Oh, attacking guy. I don't have all my health bars and whatnot, so I don't really know what's happening. It's this is all pretty straightforward. We're in an instance here. We can't really go wrong. All we got to do is defeat that, and we're done. And then we get our little thing that says, "Oh, you're the hero."
Injured when the elemental exploded. Captain Thackeray brought
It exploded. We brought you back here. We healed you, and you have to now go out in the world and do all the things. So, and there you are. And oh, look at that! We already get things straight away. We're going to look at those adventure guides straight away. Character adventure guide. You are going to want to watch that. That's fairly new. We got a new bow. And we're at level 2, nearly 3. What do we get for that? We've got a hero panel. We've got some weapon 2 skills. So we've got 2 skills now. And we've got our weapon. And we'll use that straight away. We can put that in straight away. Okay, so back in my other character, which looks very similar, as you can see. I didn't go to a lot of trouble with it. Which is the bow. I'll put the better bow on. And see this one, I've got this mail carrier satchel, which is a 24 slot. Gives you a lot more room, especially when you're on a free account like this. You need all the space you can get because your bags are not very big. Okay, so is there anything we can buy around here? I don't know, but let's go look out here. We can get a point. All these points of interest, everything you find and everything adds to your, as you can see, that goes down there, and that will add to your points. Oh, a bridge. We should go there. Now, anytime you see an event like that, join in. That's points. That's what you want to be doing. This is one of the main things you're going to be wanting to do. Just keeping an eye out for little events like this, which are going to just pop up randomly. We'll have a look at events that come on regular times in a minute. Now, if we go to our adventure guide, let's just have a look. This is something you want to look at pretty early. We go to the adventure guide. You can see some of the things you're going to get. All these things, if you can fill these up, and there's levels and levels of them, give you a huge amount of XP, which will level you up a lot quicker. So, as you can see, there's lots of options there. I can remember what a professional mechanic skill is. That's the hard part. There is little guides that'll tell you. See, but just using things like using a moat. Very easy things to do. Looking at these little waypoints here, you've got to go here and you can just talk to this guy. He'll show you what's around. Anytime you see those little telescope things, you can look around and he will show you the maps. So that's a handy thing, and it gives you points as well. See, you got scouting the area. I just got 33% on that just from doing that. If you go to your map, the map will show you the entire world. As you can see, it is a massive world. A lot of these are expansion areas. This central section here is your base maps, but there are also, Path of Fire, where you get your mounts. there is the Heart of Magoo. That's your Heart of Thorns maps. And right down the bottom is your Cantha maps, which is the dragon one. The dragon one's called End of Dragons. But if you look very closely, you will notice you can go to any of the start areas. That is the start of the plants, the Sylvari, and our little people start over here, which is the Asura, and like I say, the Char, and then in here somewhere, there should be in the snowy areas somewhere. You've got to know what you're looking for. Yeah, just below the snowy area, that's where the Norns start. So, you know, you can go to any of those areas if you know someone there, and we will have a quick look at some of those. If you also look at the map, you've got these hearts, which are sort of your quest areas. The questing is quite good on these because you don't have to turn everything in. You can just often just walk through, do bits of the heart, pick it up bits at a time, or do it all at once. These starting ones are very easy. These are all your waypoints, so once you find them, you can fast travel to those. Now, this is a free account, so if you'll notice, if we go back up to the city, we won't be able to go into the city, unfortunately, because we are on a free account. If you have to wait till about level 10 to get into the city, so there will probably be an X across this door, I imagine, if I get up there. Yep, so there's a cross across the door. Also, once you get to level 10, you will get a free, I think it's level 10 before you get it, a free mount for a while. We don't have that yet. This is probably the first heart you'll ever do in this world, which is very simple. I don't see any cows, but that's because there's an actual event going. So on top of this normal heart here, you can actually do the event. And we succeeded. We saved the event. Oh, look, we've completed an event thing. We are going well. We didn't even know. We've completed an event. Now this one here, you can kick in the little worm mounds here, shoot the little guys. If you actually look up here, it'll tell you can tend the corn, stomp on worm mounds. You can dance for the cows, but realistically, who wants to dance for cows? You can help them with their little corn. And all these things, as you can see, if you look up at your little heart, they will get your heart going. So things like hearts are one of the things, not the fastest way to do your leveling up, but it does get you there. So that's something I want to do. I want to complete hearts. So yep, that's part of my thing. So the more hearts I complete, will add to my completing the adventure guide, because completing that adventure guide level by level, and especially when you finish off a whole level and get to the next one, you will get quite a good boost. And don't forget to pick stuff up, because that's probably something you want to do, is pick stuff up. You later can get a skill where it will auto pick still up. You automatically pick things up. You have to work towards that. Unfortunately, when you're starting out, you have to manually pick things up. And if you're starting a new account, you forget about these things because you're not used to it. Done here. If we go through here, so we go, oh, we need to discover another point of interest. Will get us some points. So yes, following that guide is a very handy thing. Doing these hearts is a handy thing. Keeping an eye out for events. Also, just plain exploring. So every time you explore, you will notice there's a point of interest up here. So we're going to go find that point of interest, because that is another way of getting up your points. So that's something you can do. And I mean, exploring's the name of the game. I can't fly, so I will jump and off of things and pretend I can fly all the time, even though I can't. So, oh, look at that. We've discovered some points of interest already. And see how bear works. That's why I like this as a good starter character, because it will kill things for you. So, as I say, this is a fairly straightforward video, because what you can do is fairly straightforward and simple. What we will look at, though, is shortly, once we get a bit more... Once we get our levels up a bit, we'll start to look at things like group events. Once you get your levels up a little bit, there are some group events that are in starter areas, so we'll have a look at those, but we need some levels up shortly. So we're going to just explore for now. Let's go in the cave. I believe this heart also goes in the cave, and there'd be more interesting things to do in there, but we've almost killed enough enemies to complete that little quest. Micro quest. Some stolen feed we can collect there too. I believe there's stuff you can smash as well. Or do we just collect the feed and give it to somebody? We do really have to give that to somebody. Let's collect a little bit. Kill some guys. It does pay to read those and say what we got to do. Search the bushes, kill bandits, recover the feed. We'll have to bring that back to somebody. Defeating enemies completed. Applying some conditions. Got to use that second. Oh, looting enemies. See, I've got to. You loot enough enemies. That's another thing that goes on. So we looted 10 enemies. Oh, we're filling this up in no time. And the trouble with this game is once you get your mount, you will say, oh, I mean, once upon a time it was all running around like this. But then we got mounts, and then you get a mount, and you don't want to lose your mount, so you will buy the game. It's a good plan. Okay, we've got another heart. So what have we done? Using heal skills. What have we got? Well, we've got to use the heal skill once more, which is... I do that just now. Is that enough? Yep, just got to use the heal skill. Some of these early ones are very easy because they're just getting you into the idea of what you got to do. We can use an emote or just wave at somebody. If you do that, it'll tell you how to find more emotes. You can. Ooh, what have we got to do here? Oh, here we've got to learn how to do the dodge, which we've been doing. I've got mine on V. Dodge attacks. And there we go. We've got dodge completed. We're putting this stuff on. Yep, we can put the boots on. We don't need the sword yet because we haven't got a second slot. What am I? I'm a medium. Thinks that's what I want. Is that better than what I got? Yep. Let's change our vest. Put that on. Can we put that on? Yep. Oh, see, we've already got a bunch of stuff. We can use all that. Now, the beauty about it is, too, when you've got a bunch of stuff, things that are like crafting materials, you can deposit them anyway. You can just go bang, and they're deposited, so you don't have to worry about them. What we're going to do is we're going to go, some of these things you can crunch. What is that? That's a trophy. That's encoded orders. You can click on them to get a mission sort of thing. But for now, what have we got? Some stuff to get rid of. We need to find a base. We need to go find somewhere where we can set up a base. So, yep, in the early days, you can pick up equipment as you go and set up. So you're really not going to need to really worry about investing in good gear or even worry about too much colouring and all that sort of thing until you get up to your level 80 and start to get your final gear. Because you're going to be using some good gear that's going to last a while. Working up to level 80, I don't find you need to go over the top. You can usually pick up good enough stuff to get you by. So, no panic. And really, realistically, you don't have to worry too much about things you pick up. What are you going to keep? Do I want to keep everything? You keep some of the best stuff, and what we're going to do is just crunch the rest and just turn into materials, because then you can deposit them in your bank anywhere in the game, and they're just out of the way. Okay, so all those down. So we're going to go do some exploring, and that's what you should do. You're going to spend a lot of your time just exploring. I'm not going to bore you to tears by doing all the exploring with you, because that's the fun of it. Wander around and explore and find stuff, because that will all go towards your points as well, and it's a good way to get up your points. As you can see, we're already level 6. We haven't even... What have we done? Nothing, you know? Just been wandering around having fun. There is a couple of events that always go here, and you'll find people turn up here. Even though it's a level 1 event, people come here and do the event all the time anyway, just for lols. There's another little point of interest. And over here you'll find these are also good for points, these vistas. So we always want to do all the vistas. Eventually, when you want to complete all of these, you want to do map completion. In the end, you're going to get you get your legendary weapons. One of the things you got to do is get map completion, which will give you a reward that goes towards your legendary if you complete all the original maps. Which is not... It seems a lot bigger than it is. It's amazing how you... It seems impossible, and then after a while, you just... Oh, I'll do another map completion. And you start doing them, several of them with different characters. Unlike Guild Wars 1, we can actually go down a slope. Jump. We got that one. It's a long way, but we're gonna go get it. Very soon, hopefully, we'll have our temporary 10 hours of mount, and that will speed things up a bit. Let's get this point here. Got to get all these points. There we go. That's another level. Well, we're already up to level 7. Got down skill 2. We haven't been down yet, have we? We haven't died yet. Vistas unlocked. We've already been doing vistas. Oops. Hero points, all that stuff. Yes, and you want to get hero points eventually. I don't know if they're unlocked yet. That's in the H. Hero points are not unlocked yet. Eventually, level 11, they'll be unlocking. That's when you got to go towards your skills. At the moment, you don't really have any of these skills. There's a whole other video on that we might look into as a future video. I'm not very good at it, unfortunately. I do it, and I get by, but I'm by no means an expert on that. Kill our cows because they give us meat. Remember to press F, that's all. Flying conditions, I played some more conditions, so I got that out of the way. And here is a bank, so you don't get a lot of bank slots for a start, so you don't want to bother putting anything major in there. I don't have anything here I'm really interested in storing. Later on, you're going to be putting valuable stuff. Maybe I'll come across something that I would consider valuable early on. But we need a normal merchant. Get a normal merchant. That's not a normal merchant. But we can sell our junk here, which will include some of these little things that they consider junk. I'll go back to buyback. I'll show you what they were. Yes, there was that badge, which was worth something, and some shattered lockpicks. So, yeah, if you go there and sell your junk, that will get rid of some things. Oh, another one of these guys. You want to do these guys because they will show you things. And open a map up, and also we do that scouting the area thing. So we want to make sure we get all them. Guy up here does weapons, and we might even do that. Like if you want to, you can come here, and if you want, say, a short bow, and get a slightly better short bow. I need level 15 for that. Okay, well, let's get a cheap short bow. I'll just buy that as an example. Normally you wouldn't bother buying weapons, you pick up plenty. This is a nice little spot. If you look on the map here, we have got this right down the bottom here. If you're playing a free account and you can't get into the city yet, that's a good little place to do some of your basic things, to sell things, buy things. Right in the bottom there of Queensdale. Once you get in the city, right here somewhere, there's a good little marketplace, and then there's all sorts of things for crafting everything here, so you'll be able to base you there. Eventually, at level 35, you'll be able to get into Lion's Arch, which you'll be able to live there. if you buy the game, especially if you buy Path of Fire, the deluxe version, you get a very nice place to base yourself there. The lily that's got everything you need in a very small space. So, but yeah, eventually you're going to need like somewhere to base yourself. If we want to move around, we can easily do that. We can just fast travel around, and we're going to do that because we want to quickly get up our points. Now, I thought I saw a little person with a telescope. I did see one.
Shaymore Garrison is all that stops
Okay,
the
so
Centaur
we're
War
going to
from
look at
reaching
that
Divinity's
there,
reach.
and that should give us another scouting the area thing. So that's something else we've got. Yep. So that adds up very quickly when you're doing those. But do it. The main thing is to have some fun running around, and exploring is going to be your main thing. Doing the hearts can be fun too. If you're just starting out, a lot of these hearts are quite fun too, and they give you a bit of experience with how to play the game. So we shouldn't jump off things like that because you will get hurt. These hero challenges, you'll eventually want to go to all of those, but they're probably not active yet. I don't know. In a heart area here, I don't know if you can actually use these yet. Yeah, I'll come back later. I'm not quite ready for them yet. And that's another level. What do we got now? Well, we can go underwater combat now. Yay. Which means we can go to our hero panel, equipment, and we can put underwater mask on and give ourselves an underwater weapon. Nice. So now we've got all our weapon skills. You'll have to eventually sort of get to a point where you learn what each one does. Like that one there, you can lay down a whole bunch of arrows. Well, you know, each weapon does slightly different things. Like this one with 2 does the rapid fire, lays on a bit of a condition. Ooh, I just got none of those. So, yeah, each time you've got a weapon and a character and a certain profession, you're going to have to just play around with those weapons and get the hang of what they do. Read a bit about them. That one gives you vulnerability, eh? And that one, oh, that's crippling. So, yeah. That's a black line chest. That's like a loot chest. You rarely get keys that you can use with them. It's something you can put in your bank for later. If you get a key, you can use the key. I don't think buying keys is all that good way of doing them, but you know, under these trees, a bit of a pain, isn't it? Really go to get down to the level a bit more. Trash collector. We just got trash collector for collecting junk. You can eventually collect enough of those things and you get a title. I think you get like honorary script or something for collecting all the different junks. It does take a little while. Oh, it's very hard under these trees, isn't it? Oh, we got Spider Slayer. Can't. Eventually you can, those keep going. If you click on them, I'll have a look in a minute. And we got that heart. Oh, and all these heart people too, you can go there. These low ones don't have a lot, but you can go here and they do have little things. They get better as they go up, but you can theoretically put them on. I don't know if I can yet. Yep. Maybe I could have used to. But they don't really. Later on you'll get decent things to put in there. I'm just doing that for a bit of fun. Oh. Oh, you never run away from an event. Clear the orchard of spiders. Oh dear. I do not like this orchard though. What are we up to? Level 8. Now these ones here, events like this, they are open to everyone, so everyone's here can be working on this event, but you get your own rewards. It's not like you're competing for rewards or anything, which is what I like about this game. And finally, we got our skill for that. Okay, I will just put these on, and we can then collect. We can now collect. We can actually install them. We can get better ones later, but we can now you go to your hero. That means we can now cut timber. A lot of the vistas and things are often on little mini jumping puzzles. Usually not very hard, especially on the lower levels, but it gets you into the idea of the jumping puzzle, which is an integral part of the game. Jumping puzzles are another thing you can do in the game, which can be a lot of fun. I used to hate them and avoid them, and then I end up doing a video series about them. Yes, so like I say, this is a very random sort of video of just things you can do. Don't know how it's going to edit down, but we shall see. I'll try and pick the best of it. Get here, jump around the edge. It's a little bit of jumping puzzle. It becomes very much easier once you've got your mounts. Okay, what are we up to? We've got viewing vistas, getting very close to our level 10. Once we get to level 10, we're going to start thinking about looking for a big group event. Because I think that is something that you really want to do as a new player. And a lot of new players don't know about it. They don't know these big group events. The first time they find out about the big group events is when they find a bunch of people just sitting in the swamp somewhere and wonder, what is that all about? But we're going to try and find a group event. We're going to show you how to find the group events. Eventually, you will be able to get tops, like shared slots, and you'll be able to get a special tool you can put in there. You do have to buy that with real money or with converting gold. There we go. We leveled up. That means we can now do storyline we need. Think. I'm not asking money. Come and find me when you're on your feet. Business opportunity. So, and we've also unlocking the mount, which is great. That's what we want to do. We'll have a look at that in a minute. It's a 10-hour thing, which is fine for this account. And once you buy it, you've got it permanently. That's a didn't have that back in the old days, but there we go. I clicked on it accidentally. And so we now have access to a mount. I can do it through X, I think. Yep. So that will make getting around so much quicker all of a sudden. And eventually you can skill these up and get better skills, because at the moment it doesn't do a lot, but it does run around. But you can make them jump further and do all sorts of things like that. Don't know. It's got a little jump, but it can get a bigger jump. So that will get you around quicker. That's level 10. So we can do story. That's probably what that letter was about. Let's go get your story started. Okay, Quinn. It's not what you think. There's probably something on this thing here. Yeah, we can actually get into the city. So already we can get into the city. So we'll have a quick look up there. Because if you start as a human, this is where you want to go. Everyone's different. Every city is different, but but once you get into one city, you can get into all of them. So even as a different race, you can come into this city. And once you get in here, you can bang, you're in the city. We're nearly up to level 11, which opens up your hero points and whatnot. So there's a good spot here. We can go up here and unlock the waypoint, so we can fast travel here. You've got a bank. You've got a merchant. What can we buy? So here we can buy our salvage kits, which are very handy. We might just buy a basic at the moment. because you're going to end up with a lot of rubbish. But a lot of these you can't crunch. Fortunately, we don't need that as staff. We don't use the staff. But there we got a thing for salvaging. We can't use that. That's not for us. These boots. These we can obviously sell, or we can just crunch. I tend to do crunching because then I can use the materials. What's that? It's a great sword. That's a great sword. That's a great sword. That's a great sword. That's a better great sword, so we'll get rid of that one. I don't think we're going to need a sword. We can get rid of the sword. If we need one, we can pick it up later. And then all these things, we can just suck them down, consume them all, or go to this person, get them to buy all our junk. That's luck we can consume. And some of these things, I don't believe we can do anything with, but delete. We don't want to do the great sword because the great sword we can actually apply there. So now we can have a great sword as well. I will go buy another thing. Yeah. Just cleaning out. I hate having a bunch of stuff I can't use, and these here, like I say, you can click on them and it will tell you where to go for something. Speak to an officer, but you know, that's something you can look at later. So while we're here, we can go also to the bank, and that's something that's probably worth putting in the bank for later. And using the bank gives you something as well. Jeez, what doesn't give you? Oh, I'm already on volume 2. So already on volume 2, so we've got some of the volume 1 stuff done. We still don't have professional skill. I'll work out what that is. We're at level 11, so now this is unlocked. And yes, so you'll be able to put points into these. I quite like the signet ones because that one there will give you some speed, which is a good one to start with. Throw that in there actually. Because this gives you some extra speed. You know, you can have traps. There's so many different things you can do.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
I mostly start with the signets because that's a good one. They're all passive ones, so they're quite handy. When you don't have to worry about things straight up. I also use that one. I use different ones as I'm coming up. Later on, you will be putting them into here. So there's lots of options there. We'll have a look at that later. So, group events. If you don't have the thing that you can put in your bay there, or you run across them by chance, you can just go to... you can do this in-game as well, but anyway. Guild Wars... Events... That might get us to it. Event timers. So, there is a web page called Event Timers, which is loading slowly. So, yes, this is your event timers, and these ones along the top here, well, half of them are available for complete new players, and the other half come up pretty quick on your player scale. These ones later on, some of them are expansions, Heart of Thorns expansions, Path of Fire, they're expansions and whatnot, but this top section are, there you go, this is essentially your free section, the pink here. Quite as a fun one to do. That's up the scale a bit. You want to get your levels up. Probably want to be about level 50 or 60 for that one to start. But these ones here, like Great Jungle Worm is in the Sylvari starting area. Shadow Behemoth is in this starting area that we're in. The human one. I like the Svar Shaman Chief, which starts off in the Norn area, and the fire elemental starts in the little people area. So they're your main start ones. We've missed the Grungle Worm. We might have a look at that one if we get there in time. And I definitely want to go do the one in the snow. But we're going to have to rush around and find the points to get there in time. So, where's the closest point we got to any of these things? This one here, possibly. It's down in the swamp here. So let's go see if we can find it. Group events are they're interesting in that because it's a place where a whole bunch of people can. That's that heart. And I've got something else that's not. I'll just put strong for now. Okay. Okay, let's get going. Got our mount now, so we can get going. Where's that? There's somewhere. There's a waypoint there somewhere that I'm missing. Up here that we want to get. Want to get these waypoints as quick as you can because that makes traveling around a lot easier later. This one down in here, this is where the swamp monster lives. Is anyone here yet? Not here yet, okay? Hopefully someone will turn up for this later. Let's go get a point while we're here. And we can come back to it. Now, these things here will take you to the next map. Once you get like up your level a bit, I think it's sort of a level 15 area. You know, while we're here, we'll just do it. Because then we've got a point in that map. Ooh, and we got one of those. Have we done all of them? I think we might have done all of those. We haven't done swapping weapons. Look at that. Oh, how do we swap a weapon? Swap our weapon back a couple of times. A lot of these are very easy to get. Oh, salvaging now. Okay, so we actually get salvaging now. Okay, that's good. Apparently we didn't have salvaging yet. Or at least we weren't aware of it. Now we're aware of salvaging. It gives you a free rubbish salvage kit. Now these are a bit above my level. They're level 15 and I'm like level 12, so I think luckily someone else there was to help me there. Okay, so we go back there, but before we do that, we're going to go over to the snow and try and get up here because we want to get up way up the top of this one here because we want to do a group effort up there, group mission up there. Whee! Yeah, so as you can see, once you get these mounts, it's very hard to go back. You're going to have to buy it. These make things very good for exploring. It certainly speeds up getting your maps opened up. Very handy things. This is a nice little area for buying stuff and everything if you start off as a Norn. Now, if you haven't done any harvesting yet, which I think you have, you want to harvest all of this sort of thing. Well, not all of it, but you know, especially things you want. But early on, you want to do a lot of this harvesting because it's all handy stuff you're going to use. Sort of a vent down here.
Battle of we heal as one.
Go kill this guy.
Smash them!
apparently. I don't know what level he is. He's level 10, so yeah, we're at our limits here. I don't have all my settings right because it's a new account. Oh well. But we're going to get up here, so we have this open for when we want to come back here to do this event. There's a little mini event going here right now, but we don't care about that. Although we can join in, why not? We're at level 12 already. We are flying. So already we can do our story. So at this stage, you know, if you're unsure what you want to do, you go do the story. This is level 10. It doesn't matter if you're a bit late to do it. It just makes it a bit easier. And then it's quicker to get to part 2. You won't be waiting for part 2. Worry about the heart here because I will finish it off later when we come back for the event. Just in the swamp here is where one of the group events goes, and I mean the first time I even knew anything about it, it was I just came along here and there was a bunch of people here. It's not as big as it used to be. It used to be a lot easier too. Because so many people turn up, they actually made it a little bit harder, but that's okay. Takes a little bit longer time, but people turn up. As you see, there's somebody's turned up. Not sure how many people we're going to have. What time? Need to have that where it's got the time on it. In-game clock, local time, server time. I'll go local time. Is that my local time? Is that the time of day? Is that what I wanted? Why did I have the time of day there? Oh yeah, that's so I know. Yeah, so about 5 minutes. It's usually they're about 15-minute intervals, these things. So I'm assuming this one's going to be in 5 minutes. So it doesn't look like we're going to have a lot of people here, but they're here on their mounties. All their nice little skins and colours. As you play the game longer, you collect all your colours. Colours are free to put on. And you just collect them in-game. You can buy them as well, like in various ways. Either in-game currency or even external currency. But you collect a lot of them in-game. And you get them as birthday presents and all sorts of things as well. So this will be here in 5 minutes. There'll be a big event with lots of people. So it's a good place to see people, meet people, look at all their cool gear, ask questions in local. With your look, get in here, you can make it so they don't show in case you want your face to show and your hands to show, which I often do. Bigger bags. Yeah, so they're talking down there about these sorts of things. Yeah, get bigger bags in your inventory. Obviously, you only get 2 slots. Once you buy the account, you get like 4. I think. Well, you get 3. You already get 1 top. It's your home bag, your starter bag. I mean, so you get these 2. You get another 2 if you buy the game, and then you can actually add more of them as well. But really, yeah, you just mainly want bigger bags to put in there. It's the cheapest way of making them bigger. 20's not uncommon. You can buy. 24s and 32s you can sort of craft and get in various ways. Most of my characters only have like 20 slot bags or less. 18s are cheaper, quite a lot cheaper, and you know, almost as big. Now this will have starter events that get it going, but I don't know. Someone else can do those. I'll probably die here a bit because this is a bit above my level probably. But this event, I mean, is not that high. If you're level 15, you're fine. Even level 10 should be fine with all the other people here. If I die, I die. Death's not a big deal in this one because you don't lose your gear or anything. You just keep all your gear. So that's the start events going. I'm going to go do one of them, I think. If I can get to it. Because why not? buffs even. That gave us something, defeating enemies. Believe how quick we're going through the levels. Come back down here. This one here, it's a matter of busting portals, killing things, and killing the big monster. All these this group events tend to involve killing some very large monster. This is not my favourite of them. It is points. And gear and stuff. Could be pressing F more often. Very slack on the F pressing. Not going to collect any gear without pressing F. Okay, so he's appeared somewhere. We still... sure. Somewhere there. Not sure if it's back to doing portals or killing him, but let's kill him for a bit. Keep going down. I'm sorry if this is extremely jerky and playing around. I don't know why this mouse is jerking so much at the moment. So he'll probably, most of these are similar now, a similar mechanic on down, in that they'll probably be able to do the portal thing at like 75% and 50% at 25%. Usually they have triggers for, so once they get down to 75%, it'll probably go to another trigger. That's something you pick up as you go through. Anyone going to revive me? Oh, good on you. Thank you. Going down. Still going down to 75%. Oh, it's so hard to see. Yeah, probably know it'll heal me now because oh, they did. Thank you very much. Thought I might have got out of range of people. I'm very weak. But I'm helping anyway. Oh, look at this poor new guy, but let's help him out. Dodging attack. Oh, dodging attacks is now a thing, so we should do that.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Enemies. We're now down below the 75% in the next cycle. So we want to get him down to 50% now. Need to change all my settings, but I probably won't. I'll probably delete this entire account once I'm finished with this video. I have too many silly little accounts everywhere.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Champion somewhere there. I kill a champion, he can less than points. Anyone that wants to help me kill this champion? Shot him. It's all that matters. Someone will kill him. Alright, come over to see this guy. There he is. He's down below the 50 now. So one more little interlude. Okay. 28%. 7%. 26. Okay, spawn the portals. Down again. I'm gonna be down a lot in this. This is a terrible one. This is a terrible one. It's very hard to see what's going on. We'll do a better one shortly.
Barely.
Oh, I was going to destroy some portals. There you go, up here. Kill some bad guys. Yeah, we can just finish him off.
I could outrun a centaur. I feel good.
Okay, die, big guy, die, and he died. We win. We win. That's never going to trouble us again in the future. Till tomorrow. Decade year. So I got something as well for doing something. I forget. There's a whole thing of collecting things I forgot about. You collect these little proof of legend things and you get stuff. I forgot all about those. You collect them and you get stuff for them by different armors and things, I think. That's okay. If I got anything useful, yeah, well, I can use that and use that. They're good. I can't do that unless I'm Soul Beast. That's right. Is that better than what I got? It is. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. Well, there we go. And make sure we collect all our loot. We collect a bunch of loot. Got some loots. Lovely, that's underwater. Nope, that's a spear. Okay, so we will go back over to our snowy place. We'll go over here because this is a better. This one here is a better event. It's out in the open and it's bright and it's a good one because it's like 4 or 5 events in a row, which is cool. So if you're doing something for dailies where you need a lot of events, this is a good one. But it's not coming for a little while, so we're just gonna sit and wait for the moment and have a coffee. So while I had a little break and my coffee break, I went and got myself another short bow, although this time a 15, and on my way back killing a few things I got up to level 15 already. So we have a short bow to try. After this, we're pretty much that's a lot of the stuff that'll get you started. Doing your adventure guide, completing your maps, doing all your hearts and things, group events. That's the sort of thing that's going to get your points up. I mean, there's no rush to get through your levels, although I always consider the early levels are just a bit of a tutorial, getting up to your level 80, and then you can really start and go where you want and do what you want. But there's still lots of exploring to do. There's so much to do in the game. But always time to come back for the group events, and one of my favourites is Twaddle. We used to do daily to Twaddle there for a while, and it's always a fun one to do. It only happens a couple of times a day, but that event monitor will show you that. Like I say, you need to be like level 50 or 60 to go there. It's in a higher level map. And but these guys, these events you can do any old time. As you see in here, like there's others in between. The fire elementals, another low level one. This one, the great jungle worm's a low level one. But these golem Mark IIs, Claw Jaw Mag, just a bit higher level character needed. Shatterer, they're always good too. Triple Trouble is a sort of a group event where it takes a bit of organisation, but you just join in one of the packs and you can get some stuff there. Arca Queen, that's a level 80, I think, area. But the main thing is to have fun. Okay, guys, we're ready. We are starting this event. Where is it? Where is it? This one's broken up into a lot of little events. First, we've got to protect the stuff, which means just killing these guys. I've never seen the supplies get diminished because there's usually a whole bunch of people here. We've got that hut done now. Go up here and get some more of these guys. Not a lot here, but there's probably a heap down below waiting. Not everyone does the beginning bits of this one for some reason. I'm not sure why. To me, that's the best part of it, is just doing all the events, so you're collecting up events and whatnot. Especially when you're trying to fill these out. I don't know what we're trying to do right now. We're defeating enemies still, so that's what we're doing. Not sure what else we're doing in that area. There you go. What's that? Protecting something. Yeah, that's a professional skill. Okay, so F2 is my professional skill. I thought it might be, but it's been locked for the whole time. F1 might be as well, but F2 is definitely one of them, so... Trying to remember what these things' names are is difficult. If I hit F2 a few times, I'll get my professional skill thing done. So, from experience, I know that some things are going to spawn here when that guy gets moving. He's coming, so they'll start spawning here. Haven't yet. There they are. A couple of guys spawn here in the middle. And they also spawn over here. Once you've done these events a few hundred times, you know where all the stuff starts to spawn. There's plenty of people here, so I don't have to worry about doing everything. If you're on your own here, which happens on rare occasions, if you get up late to the map or something, you might have to try and protect him a bit more. Come down here. See if there's anything else. There's plenty of people here actually protecting him, so we're just trying to get points where we can. Get here and shoot this thing. I've done all these events someday or on a video somewhere. I certainly won't go through the story on this one because I've gone through all the story on the free account before. Okay, so I need this out of the way. This pole will be the next thing to go. Yeah, so I won't do the story. But I might just go there and see where the start is. If that's something you want to do to get up your points. These group events are always a good way of just having some fun and getting something to do. When you get down here and think, oh, what am I going to do? Oh, there's a couple of group events. I'll go do those. There'll be people there to, you know, especially when you're new. It's hard to do a lot of things on your own sometimes, although you can't solo all of this, but you can solo with friends. And not a professional skill used. Gotta wait for it to, no, with F1 counts. Right, come on. 6 meters, so rough. getting there. So we've done, see, a whole bunch of events there in the one little sequence. Oh, my bear is in there somewhere doing something. I don't know what he's doing exactly. He's getting some hits in. You can open that up and go to combat. You can sort of see what damage you're doing. You want? 80%. So we'll soon get that professional mechanic thing skill done. Level 16 already. Oh, we're nearly up to the next lot of chapter of the story already. This is going to be hard to edit down to a short video because I've filmed so much stuff. We're going to just do the highlights, just stuff to do to get points. But these are fun. But these are a lot of fun doing these because here we are with a group of people, although this is not as big a group as usual. Sometimes this is massive, especially if it's part of a daily or something. There is so many people here. Got the hole there. And I'm even forgetting that I'm even a low character. Yeah, you're always a low character in these levels anyway because you get scaled down. But I'm actually a low level, which is kind of weird. Yeah, so, you know, and you get good points for it. You get good, some of them you get good, especially something like Twaddle, you get good loot as well. Which is why I like the Heart of Thorns. Once you get to level 80, the Heart of Thorns, Gold City Battle Terrier or whatever it is a good one because you get lots of stuff. It's a good one to do over and over, but it does take a big group to do. But it's usually a bunch of people there doing it. If you're lucky, if you get on the right, if you get on during a good peak period, it's usually a good group of people doing it because you need like 4 groups to attack from 4 different directions. But there's a lot of prelims and stuff to do. But these little simple ones here, as you can see, people come and do them. You know, these are not noobs. These are all sorts of level 80s and whatnot, you know, and actually, I don't even have, oh yeah, see that's 183, that's a 600. See, that one's, he's done everything, you know. He's, I don't bother. You've got to be dedicated to get up that level these days, because that's essentially doing everything to get up your, that's not called levels. Once you only get to level 80, and then after that you'd start to do the, wow, it's the sideways progression anyway. Memory. Yeah, I'm old and I have terrible memory. Mastery level. That is your mastery level. So, you know, I'm in the 500 somewhere, but you've got to do everything from every expansion essentially to get. It's dedication, and I don't like all the expansions and all the living worlds, and yeah, so you've really got to do, you know, get into every aspect of a game, no matter what, to get all of them. You can get most. You can certainly get up to 400 or 500s fairly easy these days. It doesn't make any difference to your play, really. Still level 80. It's just you do get extra abilities, which are very handy. All of them. Every mastery will give you some mastery, which is very handy. And I have none on this character. But a lot of those masteries are just, you know, using your mounts better and getting better mounts and different mounts and the mount abilities and abilities of yourself, things you can do. Okay, so we've got our professional skill there. So that gave us the whole first section now. go into this here now. That fits with done. Yep. So we're in 2 completely. It's like once you get most of one, like yeah, if you get like a 90% or whatever, you'll go to the next lot, but you've still got ones to fill in. Okay, so he's about done. This guy used to be just melt. He used to, once you got to the main boss guy, he would just melt in a few seconds. So they had to do something and build it up. A lot of people say it's too hard now, but it's fine. So I'm not sure why. Yeah, these ones, different things give you things. You need the Decade of Dragons. Yes, okay. So yes, if you go through all of these, they give you these rewards, and then you can buy, I think, a set of armor with them. So they're worth getting too. All of these things are worth getting. Go back over here, and since I don't have auto collect and whatnot, I better go over here and collect my loot. We got some loot. So after all that, we got some loots. We can open some of these, and oh my goodness, we got so much loot that we don't really need, but we'll take it. And we can go through that later and see what we can actually use. Having that 24 slot bag was worth it. So you want to make sure you do whatever you need to do to get that for starting. That makes life much easier. Some more of them I put, yeah, I think that one, what does it do? Gives you ferocity or whatever, your pet. So just a handy little thing. Like I say, it doesn't really matter what you do. As you can see, I've done really nothing. I've put nothing into anything. Haven't done anything. Well, we can't do anything there till level 21. Haven't really done anything in every slot. There's stuff I could do, but you really, it's not that bad early on that you have to worry about everything. Later on, you'll want to be worrying about all those. For now, I think we've covered some of the things you can do, because now you're thinking, well, what have I done? I've got this story thing. Where is the story? Oh, I'm supposed to go here. I've done that, and I'm supposed to be doing this Perils of Friendship because it wants me to do complete story chapters, and I've got to defeat some more enemies. Well, I can do that in the story. So essentially, we can then do our little fast travel. We could slow travel if we wanted to, I suppose. Although it's hard on a free account. I don't think you cannot slow it. Yeah, no, free account, very hard to get around. To travel through, because you can't go through Lion's Arch, which connects them all. Anyway, so essentially we can then go back up here. We can store some of our stuff. Oh, any good stuff we got. Go to the bank.
Greetings.
So bank, we can store that. We can store those. These are things we're going to want to do something with later. I don't think there's anything else worth storing there. The rest is all just crunch or whatever. Go here. We can sell our junk. Look, what do we got as junk? We got some things that are junk. And the rest of the stuff, essentially at this level, you've got to work out what you can use. That's a... Not the bow. Where's my bow? That's the bow we want. That's a good bow. Don't destroy that. That's something we can't really use yet. And there's a lot of these things we can't use. So probably what you can do with something like this is just, I can't use that, I can't use that, can't use that. Pull out things you can't use.
Act with
Don't
wisdom.
care about Astral Ward. What would it be? Astral Club, okay. Eagle. We can use that, but it's no better than what we have, right? That's old and busted. It's a trident we can't use. That's old and busted. So yeah, that's, you do a lot of this just, and eventually you get to a point where you sort of know what things are useful. That's something we can use with an axe or something, maybe. Keep it for now. We need some other weapon to put with it. We can use a dagger later as a soul beast. So, and some of these ones we can probably just crunch with the cheap stuff.
All things have a right
Getting a
to
lot of
grow.
skins, which is handy.
I didn't see you there.
Just going to crunch them because this count doesn't really matter. You might want to take a little bit more care with some of the things later on.
I have so much.
These I don't think you can do anything with besides destroy. Okay, and there you got all of that. And then we can go. This is a nice city to explore, and this is another place you're going to have to go through all of this and find all the waypoints in all of these places. It's part of your completion. It's also worth a lot of points. Already up to level 16, it's hard to believe. It's amazing how quick you can get through these levels once you really know. And I'm not even trying here. I'm talking more and talking and looking for things, and I'm not even remembering things very well. Can't go through there yet. That must go to Lion's Arch, I assume. Is that? Yep, Lion's Arch. Can't go there yet. Somewhere up here there should be a... There should be, like I say, they have these little mini jumping puzzles. There we go, another little mini jumping puzzle. Whoops. Got to be careful jumping up things. I can't fly. Now, if we go over here, we can go find our home zone. Get some fancy weapons there. And you got lots of karma. I don't. They're mostly just for look. Those ones, but you know. Downstairs. So we're downstairs. We'll get the waypoint. This is your waypoint just outside of home. And we're up to another level. We'll just get out for now. We don't care. Oh, you got them on. Yeah. Do they need anything I need to do there? We're getting most of our gear now. We haven't got off any weapons, but yeah, we're getting mostly clad up. You know, so I haven't bothered to colour. You can colour as you go along. It's free if you go into here. You can colour. Just don't bother because I usually have them hidden anyway. But you can colour all these up if you want. Maybe green. So we pounce. You can do all sorts of cool things, and maybe you know, you can do all sorts of things. You don't have to be ugly. And you got to watch these. What do I need to do? There's all sorts of things here, like viewing vistas again. Selecting crafting disciplines. Okay, so it's when I want you to select a crafting discipline and do some crafting levels. So you want to pick what crafting. I find jewelry is a good starting one because making your own trinkets can be handy, especially if you're running a free account. Making your own trinkets is the only way you're going to get a lot of them. Oh, there's a birthday celebration. That's I don't know if that's still bugged. And then we get here. I don't know if we can get in here. There's a story, and we could also go into our home separately. So yeah, normally you can have a home instance here, and you can collect things and have in your home instance and farm things, and that's another story. But at the moment, it's also the storyline. So you can go in here and enter this space, and it will take you to your storyline, which I have covered in other videos a long time ago, but this is also a way you're going to get your points up, and it gives you something to do. You think, oh, well, I'm not sure what to do at the moment. Shush, go away. And so I can come in here and find my story. It's got a little tag there, but I'm not going to do that right now, and I don't even know if I can get out of here now that I'm here. It doesn't matter. But otherwise, your story instance will be here, where you can have your stuff in here. Things you collect out in the world from doing different achievements and things. You can end up having chests in here and things you can farm and whatnot. But that's for down the track. Main thing now is to have fun, and once you get in the storyline, you'll be essentially in a nice little directed area for a while. So if you've just run out of things you can think of doing out in the world, and you're just sick of just running around collecting points and grabbing things, you don't know what to do, you do story for a while, and it will give you points as well. So, and plus that will fill in this little thing here which says complete story chapter 1, which doesn't take that long. And oh, I'm getting through a lot of these, completing around hearts again, all very easy. But the adventure guide does, it's a good way. When you're not sure what to do, it's a good little guide, plus it gives you all those extra points. So but hopefully that gives you a bit of a start. I just wanted a quick thing where people say, oh, just do whatever you want, and that's not helpful, like I say. So go out, have fun. It's find people, especially those group events, you'll find people, and that always helps. So you can find someone to run around with. You might even find a guild or whatnot. For the next video, why it's taken me a while, aside from all the election stuff and that chaos, which was a mess. I have been playing around with what machines will run on, mainly because I wanted to get myself a laptop anyway for a trip I'm making, but I didn't want a heavy laptop. I didn't want anything powerful. I wanted something minimum to run the game while I was away, but still light and fairly power efficient and whatnot. I think I found something that does do it. So it got me on a thing, though, of what sort of machines could we... People ask, they say, well, what sort of machine can I run it on, and how good a machine do I need? And the answer is it really will run on anything, but you need a pretty good machine to run it well, sort of. But anyway, I'm going to do a video on that. Did some tests on what things it will run on, what it won't run on. I'd like to say what it won't run on. I didn't find anything that it really... I didn't find any realistic machines where it won't run, but whether it runs well or not, it's another matter. So that's the next video. But until then, have fun. And I don't know if I'm going to do any more of the Jantha story. I'm finding that a bit of a drag, but I'm probably going to do at least one more of those.